Hello, I am Miriam, co-founder and COO of Keto Chow.
I'm Chris, also co-founder, president, and the technical guy behind Keto Chow. If you're brand new to Keto Chow, it's a nutritionally complete meal designed to make doing keto easy. We also have some electrolyte supplements that are amazing for everyday use and for keeping the dreaded keto flu away.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell icon for daily updates on all our Keto Chow happenings. These live streams help us be accountable and stay on track. Thanks so much for joining us on our keto journey.
Yeah. So I forgot to schedule this live stream until like 5 minutes ago, and I was like, oh crap.
That's okay.
So, I'm actually surprised no one's saying, I couldn't find this. Yeah, you couldn't find it because it didn't exist.
It wasn't there.
Anyway, Randy is here, so is Virginia.
Hi.
Dennis is here, except Dennis, you're third, actually. Glenda says, good morning, my Keto Chow family. Dorothy's here as well, so is Betsy
Good morning.
and Pamela. Dennis is a very good morning, Chris and Miriam, along with all the Keto Chow family. Nice. Susan is here, so is Rickwin and Mary Jo. Joanne says, good morning, everyone. And Swawa
Yeah?
says, good morning.
Good morning.
So we did our longer live stream last night. Went a little bit
fun.
longer than I had hoped for, just because I wanted to get through all the questions that we had, because they were good questions.
Yeah.
And lots of people were asking lots of fun stuff.
Yeah,
and
that's
yes, we
great.
went off on a tangent about daylight saving
We never
time.
do that.
But yeah, I think we got some cool stuff talked about. Keto Chow says, good morning, all.
Hello.
Chrissy says, hello, Chow Hounds. I finally got some grown-up time to watch.
Yes.
Jerry's here. Lynn says, good morning from the amazing Keto Chow storefront. Betsy says, I couldn't find this. Yes, that's because I didn't make it.
Whoopsie.
So what I do is I usually make Mondays and Tuesdays on Monday morning. And then on Wednesday morning, I try to remember to make all the ones for the rest of the week. But I got distracted with a bunch of other stuff this morning. So didn't do it until just before the live stream.
Whoopsie.
Mary J. Angel says, hi, y'all. Another beautiful morning. Yes, it is. Let's see. Red Wine says, good morning from Thompson, Utah.
Hey.
I never
right
knew they
by
had a place called
us.
Mexican Hat. Yeah, that's in, is it New Mexico? Or where's Mexican Hat?
I don't
anyway,
know.
I've been driving over 20 years. I guess I was asleep going through there in the past.
Right.
She says, tangents? Say it isn't so, right?
Chris? No.
Lori says, morning, I was having a big problem digesting the Keto Chow with butter. Sick. Now I'm using heavy whipping cream and success.
Yes.
It's so interesting that different people have problems with heavy cream and different people have problems with butter.
And it's interesting because even sometimes you can have different problems with, sorry, is my
go ahead.
sleeve touching you? Different problems with different fats at different times.
That's
Because
true.
sometimes I don't, like heavy cream doesn't make me feel that great. And then other times it's totally fine. So it just depends on what other factors are at play.
That's right. Carrie Brown says, yoo-hoo. We'll see. Oh, Keto Chow. That's John. Okay. Meg says, good morning from East Idaho. I'm still trying to wake up. Time to change is getting me today. Caramel macchiato was breakfast. I have pina colada mixed up for lunch.
Nice. Delicious day. for
Jutta
you.
is here. Good morning. Waiting for my Keto Chow for today. Nice.
Nice.
Carol says, good morning, Chris, Miriam, and Keto Chow family. Let's see. Dennis says, I did have trouble in finding this. I'm blaming daylight saving time for my forgetting last night. Yeah.
Perfect.
J-Dog says, Mexican Hat. That's in Canada, right? Yeah.
Right.
Hey, New Mexico. It's better than Old Mexico.
That's not true.
Strong says, good morning, YouTube. Wouldn't give me the chat button. Oh, it's finally working.
Oh, good.
I've had that happen where, okay, so on our network at home, we are using, I can't remember what, we're using a DNS filtering that forces all Google searches to be the family filter on, and it turns on the family filter for YouTube. The problem is every time I go to watch a Two Crazy Ketos live stream,
Any live stream.
or any live stream, it says unavailable, and so I have to launch a VPN, and Miriam has to as well. But then, I don't know if you have this problem. Whenever I do that, the chat function doesn't work for like 3 minutes.
Oh.
And it just sits there, and it's not there.
That's annoying.
It's super annoying, so I hear you, Swong. Let's see. Susan says, good morning from Bandon, Oregon. It's on the southern coast.
cool.
We might have gone through there.
I don't remember.
Well, because we came up through Redland, California, from the redwoods, and yeah, we went all the way up to the top of Oregon, and went to Cape Disappointment.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Feel
My
like
dad
Granny
served
says-
there
Yeah,
in
he
the
did.
military.
Yep. Feel like Granny says, "Morning, y'all. Dang, I seem to be late to everything this morning."
That's okay.
Late,
but
says,
worth
"Good
the
morning,
wait."
everyone." Lisa says, "Can the chocolate peanut butter get any better? I'm totally addicted. Thank you for such goodness. It can get better, and Miriam will tell you how."
By adding chocolate toffee to it.
Yes, indeed.
Then it's Butterfinger, and it's so heavenly.
Sorry, I was channeling Wendy for a second there when I said, "Yes, indeed."
Oh, yeah. I actually have 2 Butterfingers in the fridge because I forgot to eat breakfast yesterday.
Ah,
And I'm fasting today, so I will be prepared for the next 2 days for my
Okay.
breakfast, which is awesome.
let's see. Rand says, "Good morning, friends." Carrie says, "Hello, everyone. Not having a wonderful today."
Oh,
Well, I
I'm
hope it gets better
sorry.
for you
I
there,
hope
Carrie.
it does too.
Lori says, "I'm just so happy heavy whipping cream is working. Love Keto Chow. Tastes so good."
Yes, yes.
Thanks to you two. And if that wouldn't have worked, you could have tried coconut oil or a bunch
Avocado
of
oil,
them. Yeah.
coconut cream, cream cheese.
Danny says, "Good morning, everyone." Susan says, "Good morning." Oh, from Ben and I. Okay.
That's right.
Let's see. And Carrie says, "Hello, Chris and Miriam." Carrie says, "It's a special part of the world." Okay. Let's see. Red Wine says, "Mexican Hat is in Utah." Oh, they might have another one, but this one was in Utah. It's kind of like Washington or Lincoln. Or there's a bunch
Yeah,
of
we have a Washington
cities.
in Utah.
There's a bunch of cities that just everyone uses that same name all over the yeah.
All over the time.
All over the time. Or street names. In Chile, there is a Calle Bernardo O'Higgins in every single city.
Oh, wow, that's annoying.
He was a Irish dude who helped the Chilean Navy when they were trying to fight for their independence.
Oh.
So Bernardo Higgins.
He was
Such a
helpful
Chilean name.
person. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, there's one of those in every city. There was one city I lived in that there was a Cherry Street, Los Cerezos, that had an intersection with Cherry Street from a different city. They met at the border of a city.
At the corner of Cherry Street and
Yeah, Cherry Street and Cherry Street. I actually have a picture of me scratching my head in front of the sign. Los
You look like a
Cerezos.
little baby.
Yeah, I did. I was, 20 at the time? Sheesh. Julie says, "Good morning." Wendy, Jerry says, "Wendy, yes, indeedy." Let's see. Did you see their video? I think it was yesterday.
I watched some of yesterday's.
Harry did a funny thing where he had got this new coffee thing that was all glass, and he had a lot of fun with Foley sound effects, acting like he had broken it, or his
no.
evil twin had broken it.
You mean Marty?
Yeah. Let's see. Dorothy says, "Having a warm half cookies and cream with a half chocolate peanut butter.
Nice. That
Put
sounds
it in
good.
my Keto Chow glass from the Valentine's Day."
Yay. It's so satisfying to have something out of a pretty glass.
Danny says, "I might have finally made Butterfinger and it was amazing." Jerry, were
Nice.
you the one, or was it Mike who was mixing them ahead of time?
Oh,
that you
it was
didn't have to-
Randy.
It was Randy? Oh, okay. Laurie says, I was not giving up or letting anything stop me. It tastes too good, awesome, and it fits into my busy afternoons perfectly. Nice.
Yeah.
Laurie says, also happy to know other fats also work. Thanks, Miriam.
Yes.
Swank says, not going to start the rant again, but I think this time change and lack of sleep is causing added inflammation and causing my carpal tunnel and disc
Yes.
herniation to act up.
Yes.
I would not be surprised.
Nope.
And it's probably also making your glucose go up and lowering your ketones.
Yep.
So,
My legs have been feeling it too. I get you. Dr. Barry did a Patreon video, and
oh yeah.
I'm sure he's probably going to release it to the public too about daylight saving.
Is daylight saving
and
safe?
how it's actually really unhealthy because of the problems that it causes.
Yeah.
And he suggested, which would have been nice last week to hear, that we should add 15 minutes to our bedtime routine every night for a week up until daylight saving, so that we can be a little bit more prepared for it. So.
Stupid daylight savings time. It's saving time. The proper term is daylight saving time, not savings. Are you familiar with the term pedantic? I mean, pedantic. I believe you mean pedantic or pedantic.
Yeah.
Whatever. Whatever is one word, not two-page. How on earth could you tell how I spelled it? It's my superpower. Good job capitalizing earth, by the way. Anyway,
That's
I keep
funny.
saying pedantic when it's pedantic.
I know it's a
Because
habit.
you're a pedant. Ah,
We're learning something new.
it's kind of like how, as a kid, I thought that there was the term annihilate, and there was a separate term which was annihilate, which meant the same thing. I thought annihilate was spelled with an E, but it's not. Carries up to 47 days of no coffee or caffeine. Rhonda says, "Good morning, Bears and Chow fam. Look at me not skipping you, Rhonda. Cousin called me.
Infarction is another word that is a real word.
A myocardial infarction? Yeah.
Yes.
Infraction is a different word.
Yes, and so every time someone says infarction, I get confused, and I'm like, oh, it's wrong, but it's not wrong.
Anyway, Rhonda says, my cousin called me to ask if you could have a lower sodium meal replacement. You're talking about Keto Chow. She needs a kidney transplant, and they put her on a low sodium diet, but she wanted to use Keto Chow. So
That's a good
I
question,
believe,
Rhonda.
let's see if I can, Keto Chow sodium.
One thing that she may need to worry about is the potassium, too.
Here you go.
So we don't have a low sodium option because we feel like sodium is really important. But if she wants to take it to her doctor, she can definitely look that up.
Now, this is talking about general people who are healthy.
Yes.
So like it says, Keto Chow is designed to give you a third of your nutrients, including sodium, and unless you have rare specific medical condition, it will
Which
not
would
negatively affect you.
Kidney
But
disorder.
the recommendation that people limit their salt is not based on good science for the general public. New data and studies show that you're more likely to encounter problems than from consuming too little salt. So the reason why we include that much salt is because most of the people who are doing a ketogenic diet, they actually need more salt than is what is in Keto Chow. I would actually prefer there to be more salt, and which is why I use salted butter for my fat source. But we won't be making one with a lower sodium. We just won't. You can, the recipe for making Keto Chow yourself is available on the website, but you have to buy
It's a lot of work, though.
quite a bit of ingredients in order to make it. But
So if it's worth it for her to try, she can try making it with less salt. Sorry.
the problem is it would be such an edge case and there would not be a market for it. But even worse than that, it would confuse people who are healthy that are starting a ketogenic diet that think they shouldn't have more salt. And there would be more people getting keto flu.
Yeah.
Not to come off this way, but it's kind of a case of, for most people, we know better than you. I know that sounds really bad, but
It sounds really rude.
it is. But generally speaking, people who think that they don't need salt, not including your cousin, maybe, they actually do need more salt. And they're a lot happier in a ketogenic diet with additional salt above and beyond what Keto Chow has in it.
Yep.
So,
Speaking of salt, do you want to hear about last night?
Sure.
We didn't get to talk about it on our live because, I don't know, it wasn't important.
Okay.
But we made sushi last night, and I had used a recipe I'd never tried before. I've never made sushi, so we were just kind of doing whatever. Well, we made the cauliflower, drained it, put cream cheese in it, and it didn't have seasoning, so I'm like, we made the first roll, and it looked good. And it just didn't taste that good.
Oh, it wasn't salty?
We need some salt. So I went to put salt in, and it wasn't open to the little things. It was open to the ginormous thing. So I took and dumped this giant amount of salt in this little bit of cauliflower, and I'm like, oh no. And so I went to grab like a spoon to scoop it out. And at that moment, Ruth reached her hand in to grab grab a new one and mixed it up. Like she went like this to put it on the no roll. And I'm like, no, I was going to take that out. And she's like, oh, it's okay. You like salt. I'm like,
not like that.
I know I like salt, but that's going to be gross. She's like, no, it's not. You really like salt. I'm like, I know, but you taste it. So I taste it and she tastes it. And she's like, you're right. That's too much salt. She's like, I didn't know you could do too much salt. I'm like, yes, you do.
Yeah, you can.
So we threw that in the garbage and had to start all over again. Thankfully, I had more cauliflower, but I still had to cook it, drain drain it some more, and then I couldn't cool it, so it didn't roll quite the same as the first one, so that's kind of bummed.
Well, and it's interesting about salt because that's one of the things that our body has a good feedback mechanism for.
Yeah.
If we need more salt, salt will taste good. If you don't need that much salt, salt will not taste good. Mm-hmm. It's kind of that simple.
Whereas sugar, you're just like, I need everything I can taste.
Yep. Kendra says, Battle of the Waffles this morning, apple pie and lemon chia seed.
Yes, that sounds amazing.
Shauna wants to know, are daylight saving in cahoots with pain med companies, right?
Yeah.
Looks like Dr. Maitreya is here. Jerry says, since I'm off this week, I started the show 1883 on Paramount Plus. Cool Western show, but lots of salty language.
Oh.
Yep. Wouldn't be sufficient for, wouldn't work around here. Let's see.
It,
Kendra says, my ex-husband is Lorenzo McCabe.
okay.
Okay. Carrie says, they had on the news yesterday they're going to have daylight saving time forever. Bill's in the Senate. I'm not trying to put anything political, just saying that what they're doing.
That's right, yeah.
I think it's fantastic
love it.
that you've got all of this side and that side, and everybody can agree that they hate daylight saving. And one of the guys here was like, I bet there was some senator from Kentucky who was like, I don't want to vote for this bill. And everyone was like giving him the stink eye, like, you shut up.
That's not what happened.
Got a spitball on the back of his head. Lady Smith says, my first spring forward as a retiree. I finally get to enjoy springtime without the miserable adjustment.
Yes.
This time of year was always nasty. Mike is here. Julie says, doing Keto Chow 3 times a day. I'm feeling pretty good on my second day. Have to change up my fat source, though. I've been low on calories and fats. Maitreya says, has been meeting filled, but now I have a break, so time to do my planks and to listen to the live stream and see you awesome people.
Yay!
Oh, Lynette points out that gingerbread and pumpkin spice caramel are getting low.
Ooh.
Swan says I have low blood pressure, so the doctor tells me to increase my sodium. That's interesting because in the end, salt should not increase or decrease your sodium. I mean your blood pressure, except on a very short time period.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mary says, good morning. Let's
Hi,
see. Mary says, hi, Lynette. Kathy says, good. There is something they can agree on. Right, bipartisanship. Everybody agrees.
Everybody can say daylight saving.
And it was a unanimous vote, which I think is just fantastic. Joe was texting me about it yesterday. He's like, with the Senate voting on it unanimously, it probably actually will pass the House as well. So, Dennis says, Chris, eggs or eggs, short E, eggs?
Eggs?
Eggs. My brother called me pedantic. She was born in Aurora, Sevier County, Utah. Her eggs were always pronounced with a short E.
Eggs.
Eggs.
Eggs. I don't know how we say it. We just say eggs.
Rhonda says, thanks. I just don't understand the low sodium either and told her so. I'm not a doctor, but she's diabetic and was following the dietitian's guidance. Now she needs a transplant. And I'm so angry. Well, here's the thing. If even the fasting method, they have to be careful with the amount of electrolytes with their kidney patients.
Yeah.
Specifically potassium.
Yeah,
in fact,
it's
that's the whole reason.
Not so much sodium.
Yeah, that's the whole reason why we made the fasting drops that are lower sodium, lower potassium and higher sodium.
Yeah.
Was specifically for Dr. Fung and Megan Ramos for their
kidney patients.
Yeah. If you are someone with kidney disease, you have to be very careful about that sort of thing. Lower Pennsylvania says, I made the egg white wraps crepes with Keto Chow egg white powder and did some with cheddar powder. They were awesome both ways. I have trouble making bread with it, though. Can't get it to whip up well.
Oh, man. Maybe just need to go let it whip longer. I know the best way to just have somebody else do it.
Shauna says, part of me wonders if the time change passing Senate is their way of distracting us from other things. Wag the dog. Luke says, I'm okay with short eggs, as long as I don't hear Joe say ramen.
Does he say it weird?
I don't remember him saying
Raymond.
Raymond?
Does he say Raymond?
I don't know. I do know that Autumn says bagels.
Instead of bagels.
It's hilarious. Anything else you wanted to talk about
I'm
this
sure there's
morning?
lots of things we say weird too, and it's okay. Like pedant. We say that weird.
I do say that weird.
Pedantry.
Julie says, I believe the plan is to keep daylight saving time permanent and not the regular time. You're correct. They're also going to mandate that states that aren't on daylight saving
Yeah,
time, like
everyone's gonna
Arizona,
change over.
would also have to switch over. So, but is there anything else you wanted to talk about this
Nope,
morning?
I'm good.
You got your cool senior mom shirt
Yep,
on.
senior mom. Today, our daughter is doing a concert at the high school, and
Oh,
it
yes,
may
that's
be
right.
her last concert because she's graduating.
Oh yeah, that's right. All right, well, you all have a fantastic day. Gaggle of baggles. So we're going to take off, and you all have a good day.
Bye.
Okay, bye.